Hello everyone, it's your girl Ella Space here with another video today. And actually, I did indeed do my makeup just for you guys because I haven't been doing my makeup because I am in quarantine. I made some coffee and so I'm gonna have a little chit chat with you guys and all that. So, okay. So I guess the premise of this video, as you can see in the title, is what the hell am I doing in South Korea? I briefly mentioned it in my last video that I kind of impromptu did, which originally I meant to like do a whole sit down video and do like a whole vlog and like explaining my process and everything, but I kind of ran out of time, so I just kind of scrambled that video real quick and posted it literally mid-air as I was flying over here, which, to be honest, I didn't even know Wi-Fi on airplanes was a thing until this last flight that I took to get here, so that was fun. Yeah, and my hair. This water here, man, it's like really drying my hair out and it doesn't look cute. I mean, not to say that my hair is amazing or was amazing before this, but like it's driving me nuts. So I am in South Korea. I applied to be an English teacher through the EPIK program, so English program in Korea. I do have some footage of like my application process and all that stuff and my thoughts and like kind of just how everything happened, so that will be a part of this video. My blog on like the flight process and then coming here and then quarantine and all that will be a separate video on its own, but yeah, so I guess we're here and I am going to be an English teacher. To be honest, the reason I hadn't really talked about this before to like a lot of people was because I felt like I was uncertain about the whole situation, just with the way that COVID is happening, and because, you know, I went through a recruiter and everything, and just everything takes a really long time. You have to be patient. So I technically started applying back in April, and originally I had wanted to come right after graduation, so back in 2015 when I graduated from my university, but that didn't even end up happening because I made other plans and stuff, and even those plans didn't even happen. So basically a whole bunch of like stalling is what happened between then and now, because I had aimed to come here in 2019 and that didn't end up happening at all. I just had a lot of things that I had to take care of, like responsibilities wise, that it just didn't seem plausible to come in 2019. And then COVID happened in 2020, so my life kind of went and turned upside down and I lost one of my jobs, and then after having finally started going up in my career, which I don't even know what my career is or was, but at the time I was starting to earn more money in late 2019. I was getting more hours and like I had 2 jobs, and you know, so things were kind of coming together in late 2019. And then 2020 things just kind of like tanked. Yeah, so I was like, you know what, I think I should start considering doing this whole move abroad, because even though traveling was really restricted for a while, and even now there's still restrictions, but you know, I saw people leaving and moving and going other places and stuff, just people doing decisions that would be best for them. So in thinking about my situation, I'm like, well, you know what, why not consider it doing it now, especially with like how my job and everything was going. So that's, I think, the one thing that was like, okay, you know what, I think it's time we try this. And so I really started considering it towards the end of 2020, and I was like, you know what, the sooner the better. But I didn't actually start applying until April of this year, just because I got really fed up with like my job, the one job that I did have still, and I don't know, it just felt like it was time. Yeah, so I started applying in April. It's a long process. You start with your application. You start with like gathering all of your documents, you know, like your criminal background check, getting your diploma apostilled, getting the criminal background check to make sure that it's within a certain time frame, and to get letters of recommendation and a whole bunch of other documents. I decided to start this impromptu vlog even though I'm like already late for work, but I just got this from LA and it's my apostille, so I can't wait to open this up and check it out. I haven't even made an introduction for this vlog, but once this goes up it'll all make sense. But yeah, you can see here I'm like ready to go to the post office right before work, which I'm, again, like I said, I'm late, but yeah, trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible because, again, big stuff is happening. So yeah, but that was a really long process, especially with COVID, because a lot of government offices and stuff are closed. And so for a while I was even worried that I was not going to be able to get my criminal background check because the police department was not doing fingerprinting services, and I was confused because I'm like, who am I supposed to go to now? But eventually I figured it out, so we're good, because we're here. But yeah, it was a long process of like application and then gathering documents, and like I think the thing that really catapulted everything was spring break in April, because that's when I had 2 weeks off, because I worked at a school and so kids get 2 weeks off in April. So I was like, okay, I have 2 weeks to gather all my documents, 2 weeks to finish off this stuff and that stuff, whatever. So, and that's what I did. It wasn't until May that I had my final documents with like apostilles and all that to send out, which you'll see me in my vlog clip here, kind of freaking out about it because I'm like, I need to meet deadlines, you know? So you can't really tell. I was gonna say if you can't tell, but you can't really tell because I'm in my car. But I'm in my car and I just visited this really nice looking place with like bubble tea, and they have vegan snacks, and it's a boutique, so they have a whole bunch of little cute things too. It's really cute, and I would have stayed there and probably taken a whole bunch of pics, but I went by myself and I didn't want to like be all awkward about it, so. But this is really good. It's the reason I decided to turn on my camera today is because today I sent out my documents to Corvia, EPIK Corvia, and I'm kind of worried, even though I got it done in time for today, because it is Saturday. I technically got it done in time so that it's gonna be getting shipped out today, but it's due on Friday, so like 5 days from now, and Monday's a holiday, so yeah. What they told, well, apparently I had looked up online, and online with all the different places that I looked up said that their shipping was still relatively similar even prior to the pandemic, you know, like considering that, you know, mail's kind of backed up and stuff because it still is a pandemic. But I went in today and they're like, actually we don't have any express, they haven't updated our websites or anything, so it's possible that your documents may not get there until like 6 to 8 weeks from now. That's unfortunate. You know, I'm hoping that my paperwork gets there on time, but it's possible it won't, in which case I would have already missed the deadline. And the thing is, I have my interview on Monday evening, but I guess they need the documents before then. I mean, not before then, but you know, within the time frame that was given for these interviews. But so fingers crossed. If not, I guess maybe I didn't make I guess I just didn't make the cut this time, and I don't know, maybe they'll consider me for like a late position or something. I don't know, I guess we'll see it, but I guess this is my update for now. Today is May 28th, I think, if I remember correctly. It's Saturday. I have my interview on May 31st, and documents are due June 4th. And it's possible they won't get there on time, but I guess I will update you if anything good happens. I don't know, I mean, maybe they'll like me after my interview and they'll be like, you know what, it's fine, as long as we get your documents before you have to be at your school site, maybe they'll, you know, be okay with it. I don't know. But we'll see. So between the beginning of April and towards the end of May, things hadn't really kind of settled in, just because, you know, it's still the application process. So and that's why I never mentioned it to anyone, just because I didn't want to be like, oh hey, I applied and then I didn't get the job, and then be like, okay, well, why did I tell anyone for? Because, you know, relocating to another country is kind of a big deal, I think. You know, I kind of got rid of as much stuff as possible as I could back home and brought with me as much as I could that I know that I would want to have with me. So yeah, I mean, moving to a different country is kind of a big deal. But that's why I never mentioned it to most people. I mean, there's probably a handful of people that I told towards the beginning of June, maybe late May, that I was like, hey, I applied for this thing. Yeah, so I'll let you know if it happens. So I had my interview. I had 2 interviews, one with my recruiter and one with, I was almost gonna flip you guys off, sorry, and one with EPIK themselves. And I think what worked really well for me was the fact that my EPIK interviewer was really nice, and we were able to just connect on like a human level. I feel like we were able to have conversation, and obviously she was asking me questions and I was answering them, but we were also just kind of like talking. So, which is weird because I feel like normally I'm not really good at talking or keeping up conversation, but I don't know, just the interview felt really well, but I was also just really nervous at the time, so I just wasn't sure about anything. Alright guys, so I forgot to bring my DSLR camera into the garage, but it's time for the EPIK interview. I'm actually really nervous now. I was pretty okay earlier today, but now I'm like, it's starting to sink in, starting to hit. And I mean, I know it's not something I should be this nervous about, just because I do have experience and stuff, and it's not the first interview, you know, but like, I can feel my heart racing. But anyways, I hope I'm like decently prepared, and right now actually I need to set up my table and everything, so yeah, I guess I'll come back to you guys after everything's set up. So this is currently what I look like. You can see it looks decent, you know, like the background, at least it's clean. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice or if you can tell, but I'm actually really freaking nervous. Like, so I guess I'm gonna put the camera away and I'm just gonna go over my application really quick and try to like, not memorize answers, but, you know, get familiar with what I wrote. And then, yeah, I'll probably update you guys after. 4 minutes. That was a long ass interview. It was 35 minutes long. I'm a little nervous. I think you know, I may have choked a little bit, but I think we're fine. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. It's been about 15 minutes since the interview ended, and I'm still feeling kind of like, I don't know if I did well or not. Like I feel like I had a good conversation with the interviewer, but I don't know if that means I did well. I don't think it does. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. If this doesn't work out, it's fine. It's fine. But I want it to work out. Fast forward a little bit later, I get an email saying, hey, your interview went well. We're gonna send out your documents out to the schools and see if someone's gonna be interested in reaching out and giving you a position at their school. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll wait. And that's the thing about EPIK, is that you're not gonna know your placement because, you know, schools will choose you. And I think they do this thing where they don't tell you until like orientation, because they don't want you to back out because, oh, I don't like the city, or no, I don't want to be there, and then you back out and then they don't meet their required numbers of teachers that they need. So yeah, so for me it was kind of like, you know, fingers crossed I get a decent location, and by decent location I just mean I didn't want something super rural. I hate that word, by the way. Rural. Just because I just know that I was not going to be able to do good in that environment, which, you know, this whole thing would have been a gamble anyways, even knowing that that could be a potential placement for me. So honestly, it would have put me out of my comfort zone, but I think in a good way, but still it's not something that I wanted. So eventually my recruiter did reach out to me, letting me know that there was positions available at a specific type of position for an English center, which I am still not 100% sure on what it is. I've just gathered a little bit of information online from different sources. There's not a lot of information on it. It seems to be something that came up not so long ago, but it seems a lot of people either, it's like a split, either they hate it or they love it. So we're gonna see how it goes, but as of currently I technically do know what city I'm going to be placed in, and I'm not gonna let you guys know just yet, just in case anything changes, or just for safety purposes too, just because I don't know what kind of weirdos are watching my videos, to be honest. So I probably won't disclose that anytime soon, but I might let you guys know what my province is in a later video, but not now. But yeah, so EPIK program is what I'm doing out here, and it was a long process, and hopefully some of my information in this video will be helpful. I don't know, I feel like this is kind of like the typical, oh, I'm doing EPIK type video that most people tend to do on YouTube, but in the future I'd like to do a little bit more on what my position at an English center might be like, just because I know there's not a lot of information on that online. Oh my god, I'm supposed to be teaching English and I can't even English. Just in case it might be helpful to someone in the future, just because I know I would have appreciated to have that information prior to now, but I mean, it is what it is, and I'm looking forward to it anyways, so it's not like a super big deal. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and currently it's day 5 of quarantine, so I'm trying to keep busy, trying to stay sane, trying to do stuff in here, which is why I decided to sit down and do this right now so I could finish editing this video, put it up as soon as possible, and then move on to the next. Just because also I don't know how busy I'm gonna be after when I get to my city and my apartment and I start working. What better time than now to kind of like gather all of my video footage and start putting it together, which, by the way, I have a lot of travel and quarantine videos alone, and it's only day 5. It'll probably be a mixture of a montage and like dialogue, and I'm probably gonna end up cutting some stuff and just vlogging like my last 2 days in quarantine so that it's not like overwhelming and it's not like a super long video either. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have questions. EPIK program application process, like I said, it was a very long process and you just have to be patient with it, and you have to be flexible with it as well, because like I said, you know, placements are kind of random. Interviews are kind of like random too. I heard, you know, people who had really bad interviews with people who just didn't have a good conversation with them, people who had great interviews and stuff like that. So yeah, so just if you have questions, just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, follow me on my Instagram because I will be posting probably all of the time just random videos and random pictures. I know I've already bombarded my story the last 5 days that I've been here with like random stuff of like me in this room, just because video and photo are the 2 things that I love the most, you know, they're my favorite hobbies. So being able to do that at least to some degree while I'm in here is pretty cool. At least I get to share my experience that way online through Instagram. So if you want to see that and be more up to date with stuff that I'm doing, follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you want to see future adventures. I do want to explore later on, so yeah, just do all of the things, and I will see you in my next one, hopefully soon. And hopefully this video doesn't take me too long to edit, because sometimes I do be getting lazy, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I like video and video editing, it's just sometimes I just don't feel like it, you know? I will see you in the next one. So it's so awkward doing this in here because it's so quiet, and I don't know if my neighbors can hear me, but maybe they can, and that's kind of awkward, but it is what it is. I feel like I never hear anyone. Either they're always listening to something or they're just asleep. I don't know, but I just never hear anyone. So now I'm getting really self-conscious because I felt really loud just now. Yeah, so anyways, I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated if you can. Recycle.
Deep in the rhythm, fresh rhymes, yeah, we kick 'em. Go ahead, listen, this is what you're missing. The sound for the soul.